So validation rules. Today we're going to discuss. So validation rules are nothing but rules that we define to restrict users to create only the valid information. That means, let's say if you're creating a project, let's make it more meaningful data and more accurate data by providing or by configuring some rules. If this is going to be your option, the next option has to be this value, otherwise it's not a valid. So select the valid value, then only I will allow you to save the project. That's how the validation rule has to be. If you want to show some block message or error message on your record on the save, when you give a specific values to it, or if you change any value, so some other value also a mandatory value. So you want to put some condition, and if the conditions are met, show the error message on the specific field or on a at the top of the record. That's what a validation rules help. So what are all the things that block you from a save? The required fields. So if you have any required field, you cannot save. If you're not filling it, it will give an error message and it will not allow you to save. That's a one way. And if you have a required fields on a page layouts, so when you're creating a record from a page layout, then only it will stop you from creating the record. Let's say if you're using a data loader or import wizard and you make the field as a required on a page layout, that will not stop you from creating the records in the backend. So these are the two ways. And on top of it, from the configuration, you can stop the user from creating the record by using a validation rule. So validation rule will help you to stop saving the record if certain criteria is met. Okay, so the thing was you need to think in opposite direction. So if it what is a valid data, then you have to check. So you have to give it a complement way. That means if it is not valid data, then show the error message. So validation rule will also similar to the formula. There also you have like logical operations and mathematical operations, string functions, everything will be there. But always the output of your formula in a validation rule has to be a true or false, always true or false. And if the outcome is true, it will show you the error message. If the outcome is false, then it will not show any error message. Is that clear? So here,
Can you, sorry, can you say the last line again?
okay. So validation rule is nothing but similar to the formula. This is also an expression, but the expression outcome is always true or false. If the outcome is true, that means you have to show the error message. So how it will be, it's kind of a conditional based. Your expression will give you some result. That result has to be true or false. If it is a true, then show the error message. If it is a false, that means don't show any error messages. So finally, whatever the expression that you give on a validation rule, if it is a true, it will show error message that what you configure for that validation rule. If it is a false, it will be it will be not showing any error messages. Okay, so in this scenario, I am making project lead as a required field at a database level. So what it doing, if I give a blank or empty value, it will not allow me to save the record. And where it is showing the error, it is showing the error on a field level. On this field, it is highlighting with a red color and saying complete this field. So this is a required field. This is a validation on a specific field. because it's a field is required. So in the validation rules, we have option to either make it specific to a field or at the record level. That means it's not specific to any field, or like if you're having validation in combination of 2 3 fields, and you want to give a generic message mentioning that field names, that's fine. If it is specific field has to be changed, then you can show that error message on a specific field. So you have an option to show it on a field or on a entire page. Okay. um so is that answers your question? Like I repeated everything, not only the last
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, so now when you're writing a validation rules, what do you need to think of? What is your valid data and what is not your valid data? When it is a not valid, then you have to show the message. Okay, so first initially start with some very simple validation rules to make some field as a required field. Okay, so we have some fields over here, and only the project lead is a required field, and number of employees are required field, and project name is required, email is required. So total we have 4 required fields. Let make some other fields also a required field. Okay, let's say we have a project start date, right? I want to make it as a required field, but I want to make on some conditions only. If some condition is met, then only I want to make it required. First, what we'll do is, first we'll do it by default, it is a required. Okay, no other conditions. Then we will make it complicated. Okay, so how to write a validation rules? On whichever object you're going to create a validation rule, jump onto that object. So I'm going to the project object. So here on left side panel, you see a option called a validation rules. Here in the validation rules, you can have a multiple validation rules, and you have a limit on a validation rules also per object. Um, so active validation rules has to be 100. This is for developer edition, and I would like you to check what in general the Salesforce have a limitation on the validation rules. How many validation rules we can write on a single object? And this not writing, the limitation what we see here was 100 is for active validation rules. Let's say you have a 200 validation rules, that's fine if they are inactive, but active validation rules has been 100. When I'm saying active validation rule, you write one validation rule and by default it will not work until unless you check an active box there. That means, so if you have activated one validation rule at any point of time, you want to remove that validation, you no need to delete entire rule. Just you can make it inactive so that it will not be working. So this is the active flag that you're going to check. Okay, for now I'm making it as active, and thing was project started has to be required. So I'm making the name also similar to that. Project start date is required. That is going to be my validation rule. Okay, this is a similar to expression. All functions, you see what you see in the formula. While writing a formula, what all the functions you see? You see everything here, and insert field also. You have option to go to a parent data also. You can go. It is also similar. Everything will be similar to the formula. This you're going. All you're going to do was writing expression, but output of this should be true or false that we're going to write here. And what should be your error message? So if you're directly doing it on a top of the page or a field, if you're doing on a field, so I'm going to do it on a project start date. So you already know where you're going to see the message project start date. So you no need to make everything like project started is a required field. So required field, or you can say um, please complete the please complete. So how we are getting a standard? It is saying please complete or something we're getting, right? When we make it as complete this field, we'll just use a similar thing, make it consistent. Okay, now what we're trying to do, if the start date is not having a value, so what we need to do, or what we need to check here, whether it's a blank or it's not a string, so it should be a null. If it is a null, the date is a null, then we're going to show the message. So project start date, okay, is null, project start date. So check the syntax. That means if it is a null value, then it's become a true, then you're going to show your error message. Okay, I'm just doing a save.
Well, I have
So,
a question.
yeah.
Uh, in place of is null,
Mhm.
if we give is blank, still it work, or in some scenarios it won't work.
Is blank mean usually we apply on a text text fields, we have a blank values, right? Usually, but date is not a text field. So the more meaningful function is a is null. So is blank is used in a text fields if you want to check a blank space or null. It will work for everything for text field. Okay, it's always
Okay.
best to use a blank only on a text fields. Why? Because the blank will not be allowed on your a date format. Even it's not possible to save in your field. If even though if you write here also, it's not going to work. Or maybe if Salesforce is taking as a blank or null also same, that's possible. But we have to think about more meaningful. Okay, let's see here. I'm just refreshing. I want to give, so I made it as required, right? So if I give value, I will not see any error messages. So if I remove this value and make it nothing and just try to save, I'm getting a error similar to what I get on a project lead name. But all disadvantage is for validation rule, you will not know until unless you save the record. If you make the required field, you can see the star symbol, asterisk symbol on your field before you're making the changes. But the validation rules, it will show validation only once you hit the save button. And it will work in the backend as well. When you're trying to load from an import wizard or data loader also, still it will work validation rules. Okay, now fine. Now I don't want to make it always required. I have some condition. Then only I want to make it as a required. Okay, when the pick list value, when the pick list value of the status field is status, right, approved or stage. Okay, when the stage is approved, then only I want to make it start date is not blank. Okay, let me try that. So and the ESP list value, so this has to be a field. When the stage pick list value is approved, then only I want to check it is a null or not. So both condition has to be met. The stage has to be approved and the project start date has to be null. When both are met, then only show the error message. If any of them are failing, that means if stage is not approved, then that's fine if it is a null value also. Okay, so when the two conditions are met, then only we are going to show the validation rule error message. So just what I'm doing was I'm doing a AND operator between these two conditions. Okay, if both are met, then only make it as a error messages. So is it meaningful for you or any confusion here?
Can we add and operators instead in between those two conditions? Is that a possibility?
No, no. We cannot use, and we don't have. Okay, we have. Yeah, we have it as well. We'll try once we do this. We can try that as well. So this is also similar to the AND operation. So how we have to write, then it's going to be a like this. Two conditions joined by a
Hmm.
double ampersand
Yeah.
symbol. That will also
Yeah.
work. We'll try this one and we can quickly check that as well. Okay, here now again I'm trying to blank it and I want to make it as a different stage. Why? Because I want to show you. Okay, so now I don't see any error messages. Now if I make it as an upload and try to save it, it will not allow me to save. If I make any other stage, it will allow. If I make only upload, it will ask me to fill the project start date. Okay, so now again, I want to make one more condition. Even though it's upload, I want to make project start date always be a future date, not in a past. I wanted one more check. So what I will do is I will write a check here before, I mean, next to the existing formula. And the project start date is um, what our expectation start date always has to be in future. If it is in a past, then only we have to give a error message, right? So here when the conditions met, then you have to show the error messages. So when the project start date is less than today, then only we have to show the error messages. If it is today or in the future, I'm fine with it. But if it is less than today, then only I want to show the error messages. Okay, so if it is a null, I want to show. If the give the value, then also I need to show the error message. The error message has to be future. If they gave past date, then also, so two things. One is if it is a null, I need to show. If it is a past date also, I need to show the error messages. So I have a or condition. So any of them are happening, I need to show the message along with when the stage is approved. So I'm just trying what we have symbols. So R symbol, R will be a pipe symbol. When you have two pipes, that's going to your R symbol. So if it is in past date, or if project start date is a blank, any of these conditions are met, and double ampersand with the condition called is pick value is approved. Okay, no errors. So here I want to change the message also. Project start date is required when stage is approved. Required future date. You can make it more meaningful. Okay, I'm just giving this. Okay, So one is when I have a blank, I should have an error message like this. And if I select somewhere future date, I will not get any error messages. If I select, so today is at 12, right? It will allow 12 as well. If I select one day less than also, it has to show me the error message saying it has to be future date. And you want to separate the two rules. If it is a blank, you want to see one message, and if it is not future date, you want to a different message. Then you have to write a different validation rules. Okay. Any questions here?
So Bala, for all the existing records, till the time someone edit this, it will be there, right? Without
Yeah.
the required field as well.
So let's say we already have so many project records, right? But already they might having the past dates, or there might be a blank project start dates. That will exist. Why? Because when they save the record, we don't have validation rule. But when after writing a validation rules, even though if you are not making any changes to it, and if you just do a edit and try to save also, the validation rule fire. So validation rule works only when you hit save button. Validation rules and then required fields. So when you have already some data exists and you make some field as a required field, but existing records, they are blank, but you made it as a required after some records are created. So what will happen? Existing records, it will exist. It will, you cannot make them change. So when the next time they're trying to change the record, it will prompt everything. So what are all the validations it have, required fields or page level required, or like validation rules, everything will fire only when you do a save or update. Save means it could be update or it could be a create. Both the times when you do a save, both will be fired. Validation rules and required fields both will be fired only when you hit a save. For the existing records, it will work only when you modify those records. And validation rule works even it is a data loaders or bulk in backend. If you're trying to insert also, validation rule will work. Any other questions?
So I had just one. How many validations are possible on a single field? So for example,
You can write
on
any
this,
number. There's no limit for
oh,
fields. We have a limit on
hmm,
an object. Total object, you have a limit how many validations rules on object, but field you can put any number of validations.
but wouldn't that be a problem?